Welcome to Powerful Mindset, the place where we explore the habits, mindsets, and discipline of high achievers to help you unlock your greatest potential. Here, we share inspiring stories, practical strategies, and proven techniques designed to strengthen your mindset and fuel your personal growth. If you want to cultivate mental toughness, improve your focus, and achieve continuous growth, you're in the right spot. Do you know that there is one simple habit that can completely transform your entire life? It's not luck, it's not money, and it's not talent. That habit is reading. Today we are going to explore the true meaning of reading, how you can do it effectively, why it is so important for your growth, and we'll look at an inspiring example of someone who reached unbelievable heights because of this habit, Elon Musk. But before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to Powerful Mindset, hit the like button, and share this video with others, because together we are building a community of people who believe in growth, discipline, and success. Reading is not just about looking at words on a page and pronouncing them. True reading goes deeper. It is the ability to understand ideas, connect with knowledge, and allow those ideas to shape the way you think and live. When you read, you enter into conversation with great minds, past and present. Books are like doors that open into new worlds of wisdom, science, history, philosophy, and imagination. Reading trains the mind the same way exercise trains the body. It sharpens focus, builds memory, and strengthens the power of thinking. Through reading, we don't just collect words, we collect experiences, lessons, and tools that can guide us through life. How can we read in a way that truly changes our lives? First, choose the right books. Not every book will help you grow. Pick books that match your goals, whether it's success, leadership, business, science, or personal growth. The right book is like a mentor guiding you. Second, set time every day. Just like you eat daily to feed your body, you must read daily to feed your mind. Even 20 minutes a day can build a powerful habit. Third, take notes or highlight important ideas. Reading without remembering is like pouring water into a basket. Write down lessons, underline key points, and make the knowledge your own. Finally, apply what you learn in real life. Knowledge that is not used is wasted. If a book teaches you about discipline, practice it. If it shows you how to manage money, start applying it. Reading only becomes powerful when it shapes your actions. Why is reading so important? First, reading expands knowledge. Every book adds something new to your understanding of the world. The more you read, the more you know, and knowledge is the real power that no one can take away from you. Second, reading improves thinking and creativity. It teaches you to see problems from different angles and to imagine solutions that others cannot see. Every page you read is like fuel for your imagination. Third, reading strengthens focus and discipline. In a noisy world full of distractions, the habit of sitting down with a book trains your mind to concentrate, to be patient, and to stay consistent. Fourth, reading opens doors to opportunities. It prepares you for challenges, gives you the confidence to face the unknown, and helps you make better choices. Many successful people owe their breakthroughs to lessons learned from books. And finally, reading connects you with great minds across history. When you read, you sit with inventors, philosophers, leaders, and visionaries. You learn directly from people who changed the world, even if they lived centuries ago. Elon Musk is widely known today as the force behind Tesla and SpaceX, but long before the rockets, the factories, and the global attention, there was a quiet habit that shaped his mind every single day: reading. Reading was more than a pastime for him. It was his way of discovering how the world works, building mental models, asking better questions, and finally acting with boldness. When people later asked how he learned rocket science without a degree in it, he gave a very simple answer: I read books. As a young boy in South Africa, Musk did not grow up inside a rocket lab or a luxury research center. He grew up with books. Biographers have reported that he read constantly, moving from science fiction to science fact, from adventure stories to physics and engineering. When he ran out of books in the school and neighborhood libraries, he pressed for more and turned to encyclopedias to keep learning. The key point is not the exact number of pages he finished. The key point is the habit. A child choosing to spend long hours with books that stretched his mind exposed him to complex systems and showed him how ideas connect. Science fiction mattered too. Those stories gave him pictures of futures that did not yet exist. They trained his imagination to ask, what if, and why not? Imagination alone is not enough to build rockets or cars, but imagination joined with deep reading becomes a powerful engine. The stories provide direction and motivation. The technical books provide the tools. Later in life, Musk became known for first principles thinking, the habit of breaking a problem down to its basic truths and building up from there. Reading supported that method. Books on physics and engineering gave him the language of fundamentals: mass, energy, force, heat, efficiency, materials, control systems. With that language, he could analyze a problem like battery cost or rocket reusability not as a vague dream, but as a set of variables that could be measured, improved, and optimized. This is a practical point for anyone who wants to copy his approach. Reading gives you the vocabulary of reality. Without that vocabulary, you can only speak in wishes. With it, you can reason, plan, and take action. Around 2001-2002, Musk became serious about space. He did not go back to university for a new degree. Instead, he dug into textbooks, reference guides, and technical papers, and he combined this with constant conversations with experts. Jim Cantrell, an aerospace veteran who became an early SpaceX executive, has described how Musk borrowed his college textbooks on rocketry and propulsion, devoured them, and used that knowledge to draft actual plans. Reported titles included Rocket Propulsion Elements, Aerothermodynamics of Gas Turbine and Rocket Propulsion, Fundamentals of Astrodynamics, International Reference Guide to Space Launch Systems. After a period of intense reading, Musk could discuss propulsion, launch systems, and astrodynamics with confidence and detail. Reading did not make him an expert overnight, but it gave him the structure to ask sharp questions, understand the answers, and take the next step. Multiple profiles and interviews have repeated the same story. When challenged about how he learned rockets, Musk's answer was simply that he read, and then kept asking experts questions until everything clicked. When SpaceX began in 2002, Musk did not stay in a distant boardroom. He sat with engineers, argued through trade-offs, and pushed for innovative solutions like rapid reusability. His reading habit meant he could follow the technical reasoning, challenge assumptions, and make decisions at the level of materials, manufacturing methods, and system design. Over time, the results spoke loudly. SpaceX became the first private company to dock a spacecraft with the International Space Station 2012 to land and reuse orbital-class boosters at scale, and to fly astronauts for NASA on a reused booster and capsule. That NASA crewed launch on a previously flown Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon in April 2021 marked a milestone in reusability and trust. The achievement was not a book victory, but it was built on thousands of decisions informed by fundamentals, the kind of fundamentals Musk trained himself to absorb through reading. Even now, SpaceX pursues technically demanding goals like in-orbit refueling for Starship to enable Moon and Mars missions. The details are complex: cryogenic propellants, fluid behavior in microgravity, transfer systems. But the pattern remains. Reduce a giant challenge to first principles. Learn everything available: papers, manuals, tests, and iterate quickly. Reading feeds that engine of iteration. Reading also influenced Musk's work at Tesla. To make electric cars mainstream, the company had to solve problems in batteries, power electronics, manufacturing, software, and safety. Musk's reading gave him the range to connect these domains. He could sit in a design review and push for a simpler wiring harness, debate thermal management for battery packs, or challenge assumptions about manufacturing speed. Even when he was not the engineer designing a circuit himself, his literacy across disciplines made him a better integrator of knowledge. A person who can see how the battery team's choices affect chassis design, how software choices affect hardware reliability, and how supply chain constraints ripple into product launches. Reading multiplies your surface area for learning. If you only know one field, you can only contribute in that field. If you read across fields, you can connect ideas and accelerate progress. But the more important point is how he read. Active reading. He used books to solve real problems right away. A concept learned in the evening might be discussed with an engineer in the morning. question-driven. Books formed the base. Expert conversations filled the gaps. He didn't stop at, "I read that." He pushed until he could explain and defend a decision. Systems focus. Instead of memorizing formulas, he looked for how parts interact. Propellant choice affects tank design, which affects structure, which affects mass, which affects trajectory. Relentless iteration. Reading was part of a loop with building and testing. If a test failed, he returned to the fundamentals, read more, and tried again. There is a temptation to say, Musk is a genius. Books work for him because he's different. But reading is not magic reserved for rare people. Reading works because it changes the quality of your attention. It slows you down enough to grasp causes and effects. It compresses decades of experience from experts into hours you can absorb. It upgrades your questions. After reading, you know what to ask and who to ask. It gives you confidence to act. When your mind is full of well-tested principles, decisions feel less like guesses and more like logical steps. Musk's story shows that reading becomes powerful when you pair it with action. He did not read for the appearance of intelligence. He read to make decisions that would be tested in the real world. Books were the map, factories and launch pads were the territory. Reading also supported Musk during the hardest seasons. When SpaceX experienced early launch failures and Tesla battled financial crises, he faced a flood of decisions under extreme pressure. Leaders who rely only on instinct can get lost. Leaders who have soaked their minds in fundamentals have something sturdier to lean on. Reading gave Musk a mental framework to make hard calls, set priorities, and keep pushing through uncertainty. Reading can change a life. Elon Musk's path makes that message very concrete. He did not inherit a rocket program. He read his way into understanding, then worked his way into leadership. He did not begin as an automotive titan. He read and learned across disciplines until he could guide teams building world-class electric cars. Even journalists and biographers who followed him closely point back to this habit. Profiles and biographies emphasize that when he didn't know something, he went to the books first and then to the experts. That pattern helped him compress time, absorbing decades of knowledge before trying to build something new. Think of a book as a bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Elon Musk used that bridge to cross from curiosity to competence, and from competence to world-changing companies. The results are visible in the sky. Falcon boosters returning to land, Dragon capsules carrying crews, and Starship being built for even bolder missions. None of that was guaranteed, but all of it was made more likely by a brain trained through reading. Can reading really change our life? The answer is yes. If you choose the right books, read them with purpose, and immediately apply what you learn, reading can transform your thinking and your future. Elon Musk proves that a habit as simple as opening a book can lead, step by step, to building rockets and reshaping industries. The first page might not look like much, but keep turning pages, and you might be building your own launchpad. My friends, if there is one lesson you should take from today, it is this. Reading is not just a habit. It is a superpower. It is the key that opens doors to knowledge, to opportunities, and to the future you dream of. Elon Musk's story shows us that you don't need to be born a genius or have every resource at your disposal. With a curious mind, a hunger for knowledge, and the discipline to read and apply what you learn, you can build a life far greater than you ever imagined. So I encourage you, start today. Pick up a book that challenges you, read it with purpose, and let it shape your actions. Step by step, page by page, you will become wiser, stronger, and closer to your goals. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to Powerful Mindset, like this video. Share it with someone who needs motivation, and leave a comment below about the book that has changed your life. Remember, the journey of transformation often begins with a single page. Start yours today.